Shadow Demon's decent. You could probably still pick Shadow Demon. I assume this Lina is probably going to be a 4, unless Lucini completely does not respect it and then just let it through and it can be a mid. But I don't know.
Earthshaker's still there
I
as
feel
well.
like right. I don't know these teams like well enough to tell you like whether or not they'll pick like the flavor heroes. So like I can't exactly say for a fact that they might pick a certain hero because they can still pull out weird picks here and there according to their like personal comfort. Like if they like playing the hero or like they've been practicing it a lot. I feel like Skyrise Mage is still pretty decent here. It's really hard to play Skyrise against Gyro Crystal Maiden. I mean, it's hard to play Crystal Maiden and Gyro against Gyro. Oh, Jakiro, it's interesting.
I really think we're gonna
Jakiro is
see a
definitely
Void.
top fives. Yeah, we probably will see a Void. Madaroid, I know, or Madara, I guess, plays like a lot of Void, and I'm pretty sure Kotaro can play Void as well. But he's more likely going to be playing the Gyrocopter, I feel.
10
Uh,
seconds remaining.
Jakiro and CM, in my opinion, are definitely the top position fives right now.
5 seconds
They both
remaining.
offer so much utility. The CM aura, the Ice Path, it's devastating in these team fights. They both have game-winning ultimates, so very good heroes. Abba could still come out. I think Abba's still really good against this Jakiro. Like looking at the lineup, I would pick Abba against Infamous's lineup, and Abba Tiny isn't the worst either. You could even put the CM4 Tiny mid, Abba 3, play the Gyro 1, and vice versa. So they have very flexible picks. I think Dota is just generally very flexible right now because almost every hero can play like a role or more, like 2 or more roles.
Yeah, I would definitely like to see the Abaddon, but there's so many heroes left through at this point that I think these players. Okay, Enchantress.
Enchantress.
I feel like that's a Luccini special.
Interesting. Okay. That's a sword hero for sure. Sword loves playing Enchantress and his Bat Riders. But I guess Bat Riders banned out, so. I don't know how I feel about Enchantress. I feel like Enchantress is killable this game. And Kunkka is generally just a natural vessel buyer if he's in the off lane. So even mid lane, he's a vessel buyer.
5 seconds remaining.
I remember where I was going. So there's I've done a lot of observing and production for other games. The one thing that I think
Yeah,
is just so cool about Dota is the fact that when a hero is picked, you don't always know where that hero is going to go, especially towards the beginning of a draft.
right. Even later on in the draft, like we saw, like they picked like in the previous series, the unknown versus Noping, they picked the Tiny, the Kunkka, and the DP. And like eventually they just like played whatever hero was suitable for the lane, when they saw the last pick Slark. Obviously it didn't work out for them, but uh, it just goes to show how flexible the game Dota is. People aren't strictly prohibited to one role. There's just different ways to play the lanes. Heroes can offer different utility and different ways to approach the lane stuff. So yeah, it's the beauty of Dota, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. It also bothers me so much when you go to a different MOBA and people are like, "Stay in your lane." I'm like, "That's not how you do it." Like,
Right. So, I want to run to your lane. I can help you kill
yeah,
this
I can
guy.
help you out.
Nah, I don't need your help, bruh.
No, stay over there. Like, man, Dota is so dynamic in how people move around and their decision making around the map is so important.
Right.
I'm a big fan. You could say I just love the game. It's great.
That's true. I really like this axe pick. This axe pick is actually incredible. So what they're trying to do here is a gyrocopter as a hero is really good when he has kill potential on the enemy. And paired alongside with CM and Tiny, they can pretty much kill almost anyone they lane with. So what Axe gonna do is he's literally just going to be cutting creep waves, and there's nothing CM can do about this. And this Lina is going to be constantly there harassing this Gyrocopter either under tower or he's going to be harassing the Crystal Maiden. And if they choose that they do want to in fact lane, Battle Hunger plus Lina is a very, very strong combo in the sense that CM can never stay in the lane ever. And if he dies once or twice, the lane's almost immediately over for the Gyrocopter CM lane. Top lane, however, Jakiro and Juggernaut do have kill potential on Enchantress, and just as I say that, they are going to lane. This is an insane Timbersaw pick, but it just also does make a vessel purchase that much better for Robozy when he does get it, because I don't assume that anyone else is going to buy a vessel this game, and a vessel is extremely good here, especially against Enchantress and Timbersaw. So, however, it is a very Timbersaw favorite matchup, so we'll have to see how Robozy comes out on top of lane. Maybe he's been practicing his Kunkka versus Timber matchups. Juggernaut and Juggernaut Jakiro versus Tiny Ench feels like it is sort of Jakiro favorite for the first few levels, and as the side of Luccini gets levels, they're probably going to be better. And bottom lane, I think Axe and Lina just sort of win out by default, unless they misplay like horrifically. So that's just my take on how the game's gonna go. I think I do favor Infamous a little bit more because of, I think hopefully they get the vessel and they get the game going. They got a good game plan. I believe in Papia's captaining. The man's good, all he does. So. And they need to win this to take part in the close calls for the minor.
Yep, they did. Well, Infamous need to win both of them.
Right. And winning one is a good step, right, to ensure that you...
Yeah. You gotta do that.
Right, you gotta win one, or else you just might as well just give up on the second one.
So, the first step for Infamous in order to try to get to the minor at least starts right now. And hey, if you get to the minor, you could still get to the major. You just gotta win it. Easy.
Right, easy. Pull a Vici Gaming, win the minor, win the major.
That's all you gotta do. So here we go into the game. And Infamous are keeping it tight in the bottom lane, sending 3 heroes down there, and leaving Juggernaut by himself up top for now.
Yeah, people. You see a lot of teams doing this. They send 3 people bottom. Kataro's gonna spot out Lina here.
He saw the axe as well.
Right. He's gonna give him a little fiery ball. Kataro's gonna notice this. Gonna hide behind the tower. Axel's like, okay, I'm gonna sit behind the tower too. Top Radiant's probably gonna get 2, and Dire's gonna get 2 here. Pretty set in some stuff. Nothing out of the ordinary. Casona en la noche. I'm not sure what that means, but it sounds very cool.
I think en la noche is in the night. Well, I might be wrong. I don't really know much Spanish at all.
Well, I don't speak a lick of Spanish, so definitely don't ask me.
The battle begins.
A lot of snowmen being put down.
Yeah.
In any case, here we go, getting started with the game.
Burns, doesn't it?
Both teams decided to commit both their wards to top lane. Very interesting approach. I feel like top lane is going to be the least action of all of them, unless like somebody like misplays horrifically here. I don't think people are going to be dying the top lane that often.
And now that you've said that, there's going to be 20 kills in the top lane in the first 5 minutes.
My plan has succeeded then, That's what I was going for. I'm very interested to see how Kunkka fares against Timbersaw in this lane, because this is definitely a Timber favorite matchup, and as you can tell, 2 Whirling Deaths and Kunkka's already down to half health. And if this continues, he's just going to dominate the lane very hard.
Ugh. I mean, the Tidebringer hurts, but J Mari is going to be very fine with the reactive armor, and he's only got 1 level into that, so I mean, this is only going to get worse as time goes on.
Right. Robozy is doing a really good job though. He's making sure that whenever he Tidebringers, he doesn't hurt the other range creep, which allows Jamari to just deny it. He's forcing Jamari to use these Whirling Deaths in a way that it will push the lane so that he gets to hit these creeps. He is essentially using his health pool as a way to get CS. Obviously, it sounds very trivial and very like easy to say that, but like not a lot of people do it very well. Like a lot of people would just like Tidebringer the range creep and then like allow the enemy to deny it. Like he messed up right there. It happens to everyone, but he's got the concept down. He knows what he's doing.
He has been playing this pretty well, and he is keeping up, if not ahead, of the Timbersaw for now.
Yeah. And like I said, bottom lane, you can tell that, look, Axel started the lane with 4 tangos and a salve. And literally 2 minutes in, he's down to 1 tango. This Battle Hunger plus Lina combo is extremely potent in the sense that they harass you and poke you to the point where you're just gonna run out of regen. And eventually you can't lane. And this is only 2 minutes in. And there's 3 tangos on Jaro. There's no tangos left on CM. And they need to be using the chicken, but you can't use the chicken because if you use the chicken, the Timbersaw mid is going to need his items to sustain his mana. He wants to get his soul ring, he wants to continue dominating the Kunkka. And if he doesn't, the Kunkka is going to get a better time. So, hope the stun. He's got spin now.
LSA onto the Crystal Maiden, and there's no call, but the Battle Hunger is slowing the Crystal Maiden down enough. That means the first blood goes to the Lina. The rotation in from the Tiny. LSA will miss, but they're still going after this Tiny, and Tiny is not doing very well for himself here. A little bit more from the Lina means that she gets a double.
All right, and just like I said, you know, this Tiny 4 doesn't really accomplish anything in the top lane, you know? He has no kill potential with his Enchantress. Like, if he's gonna kill anything, he has to kill it by himself, because all Enchantress provides is just auto attacks. Sure, Blightstone and like really high face damage from Tiny will do something, but like, he, you know, like I said, he doesn't really do anything. And at this point, Enchantress just has to soak levels, but, you know, Peter has done his job in securing this lane for the Juggernaut. The Juggernaut will get a couple more regen, you know, he's just going to tangle himself up, but sit in lane and out-deny him. RoboZ is doing pretty well in this lane. He's 22 CS to the 22 to the 23 of Timbersaw, I guess. Just got it. But Sladin and Frank have their work cut out for them.
Enchantress getting low top. Secure chasing after her. She is forced to use the Nature's Intendants.
Right. And she is going to have a fairly rough lane now that she has no regen. And I'm surprised to see that the chicken hasn't been used a little bit more. I think this chicken would have been overloaded in duty, considering like how much regen each lane needs. Jimari is dropping low
Balanced
bottom.
hero. He hardly even cares about the tower. He's got 18 reactive armor stacks up.
He's got 23 armor and like casual 32 regen and like 4 minutes in the game, you know, no big deal. So how many ruins do we secure here? Pepita is looking to get one in the top lane. Does he get it? He does not. Sword gets one. Sladin gets one bottom. It looks like Sladin's about to die.
Yep, he's low. But the X gets a call on the 2, which the Dragon Slay off the mark. That would have been a Crystal Maiden kill, but unfortunately
that was rough.
Frank can't get close enough to secure it.
That was painful to watch. I felt it from here. And I'm not even playing the game. Mid lane, however, Jimari, someone needs to deal with this catapult. This catapult is going to take this tower down if nobody deals with it. I really hope this CM doesn't walk up to a Tidebringer dies. Like, that would be really funny. Okay, they're committing everything. This guy has almost no armor. Just kidding, he has 18.
Oh, Tiny in from the side. RoboZ's still alive though, and Timbersaw getting very low. Has a Chakram, he's not going to be able to stay alive. Eventually will take out Puppy to get that kill. And finally, they do take care of the Timber.
Alright, this is a very good rotation. But it's important that they don't get too confident thinking that they can continue killing the Timbersaw, because you don't really want to commit that many resources into killing this Timbersaw. Because the Timbersaw would have just done its job if you're just constantly running to this Timbersaw lane, which allows your other cores to just have a free game of your own. So I really like what they're doing here. You know, they kill the Timbersaw as the catapult wave arrives to make sure that the Kunkka has a decent lane. You know, he's got a 7, he can farm jungle stacks now. Occasionally now and then he will run mid, boat the wave, Tidebringer it out. He's good to go again. So that's really nice. And the other lanes are just going to be farming. The next spike that Luccini is going to be looking for is this Ench level 6, which is not going to be very soon because she just hit 5. But sliding goes down the bot lane.
Falling asleep on bottom.
Right.
I just want to watch this Timbersaw. He's going to evade the boat. He's going to sit underneath the tower, because that's what Timbersaw do.
That's what he do.
Here's Papita to throw out a little bit of damage. Mari's like, alright, I've seen all these heroes before. I know what happens when they show up to the lane. Dodges the LSA. Mari's going to chase after these guys because he's got the Tiny to help out and give some damage. Sladin staying alive. LSA hits only onto the Tiny this time because Mari still continues to dodge it. And here comes the Crystal Maiden in from the back. Now they're going on to the THD. Sekiro in some trouble. Torrent hits onto 2. Maybe Robozy can get on in here. But Papita, he's not going to be so lucky. They still want to go after this Kunkka. X marks the spot, brings Mari back. He hasn't gone for any levels into the Timber Chain, so he's just going to keep sitting underneath the tower and get those reactive armor stacks.
Well, now it gets really rough for Infamous. Because Enchi 6, she's low key unlaneable. Timber 7, high key unlaneable. And Gyrocopter just does whatever he wants because the enemy has to constantly address the problem that is this Ench and this Timber Saw. And they haven't done a really good job in trying to solve this problem because, you know, like they just tried to deal with this, but they just died. You know? Or was he dead, I think?
No, not yet.
Unless he pulled a miracle juke. Oh, the trees.
He might be okay.
He needs to juke this Timber Chain. Ah!
Got him.
Alright. Well. Infamous to do something, or else this game's just going to implode on itself.
I don't think that the situation is that dire, but, you know, we do see that they have a Juggernaut. So he needs a lot of time to be able to get going.
Right, Juggernaut needs a lot of time. That hero needs like 3 items for him to be useless. I'm doing useful, sorry. I think my subconscious just said useless there because I always think Juggernaut's useless.
Oh, Papita.
It's gonna be a real problem when it's 10 minutes, because that's when the catapults come. That's when it gets really, really hard to defend. Because you don't have a solution to Timber Saw, and you don't have a solution to Enchantress. So what ends up happening is that you kind of just let them take your towers, which is not what you want to happen. And you don't have a hero like Marana that can insta-kill these catapults with an arrow. So, in fact, they almost have no heroes that deal with catapults well. Jimari is going to rotate down to the bottom lane because they don't want this tower to be taken.
I'm just looking at the lineup for Infamous, and I'm seeing no answers to what's going on in the game right now. Like, Axe, if he were doing better, he could be somewhat of a deterrent for the Radiant side, but he's sitting at 2,700 net worth and very little on the items. He's
well, to be fair,
first.
What X can do is go to the Timbersaw lane and cut the wave that he is in. Because for as long as Timbersaw doesn't have a creep wave, he does not pose a threat to the tower. And that's what you care about. So X can go and like cut waves in either the Ench's lane or the Timber's lane, but it's going to be hard. I feel like no one else can do that. And that's the only way I think that Dire can like halt or like stop the progression of what is happening in the game. Peter is going to get killed in the top lane again.
This game is just not looking good at all.
Right. I do think that they should just let Lina deal with these waves and send their cores to behind the towers and try to lead Radiant on a wild goose chase while Kunkka pushes out waves and farms Vessel. Because for now, they honestly have no way of contesting anything and they're just farming. So Radiant is just going to get further and further ahead. They need to find a way to stop them in maybe an unorthodox way, but ganking Enchantress is a good start, but I don't think she's going to die. So
she might. She'll get called. Still healing up with the Nature's Attendance and gets no chance to use her magic stick.
Nice, okay. That was very well played by them. But like you can see though, like even though she died, like the other cores on Luccini are just like farming. They really just don't care. Like Mari understands that nothing in this game is a threat. And Kataro almost has his Ag Scepter. It's only 11 to 12 minutes in the game.
He's been farming that up very quickly. Has his phase boots already as well. So while everyone's been worrying about this Timbersaw, Gyro's been going around the map farming whatever he wants.
Right. And just picking out free kills on Pepita whenever he wants to.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They're also getting some vision down of the Juggernaut as he farms through the jungle. So it's possible to disrupt this hero as well.
The real concerning thing is that like most of the wave clear on Dire are on the supports. And so the supports are going to end up having most of the farm this game.
They're looking for the Enchantress once again. Still healing up. LSA is there. Do they have enough? Oh my gosh, it was so close.
That was close.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But the Enchantress is the only hero that it seems that Infamous can kill right now.
Right. I mean, obviously they can still kill CM whenever they want, but yeah. Radiant get the tower bottom. Timbersaw's going to rotate top. I think Radiant need to start playing around catapults a little better. They missed their 10-minute timing, which was kind of unfortunate. Yeah, they need to force the issue a little bit more, I guess. And I like this Juggernaut's item. He's going for a Maelstrom. If he had gone for a Manta style, I would have just turned off my computer and go to bed, because I think this game would have been over. Because Manta Drums is most definitely not the build if you want to be killing him.
There's a play for the Tiny right now. He's being called within the Macropyre, and that's going to work.
Alright.
It pays
They did
off.
commit a lot for a Tiny, though.
They commit a lot, but it pays off to get that Macropyre for the Jakiro, and it's only a 45-second cooldown right now, so it's not all that bad. I mean, if you look at it, these ultimates from Infamous, they're fairly low cooldown abilities.
I actually don't know how they kill this Timbersaw. Like, this Timbersaw is... I think he's unkillable right now. He has 20 stick, he has a Yules. What is... Alright, RoboZ is willing towards a vessel. He is very far away. He might get an X on this guy. He does.
Gyrocopter's a good
Nice
kill
ball.
and fairly easy.
Nice, very well played. Okay, that was very good. Although they do trade top tower for it, they need to try and get an objective somewhere, I guess. They don't really have to, but as long as they make sure that they split the farm evenly whenever the space is mid, they're going to go try to fight top. Madara is going to push out mid. Madara is doing a good job in the sense that he's just not fighting. He should not be contesting at all. He does not offer anything in these fights. He's going to exit.
Oh, this is bad though. They're not dealing with the Timbersaw. They call him there. He's standing inside the Macropyre, and they actually do kill him. They're just kind of walking to their deaths right now. I'm not really sure what the idea is here. Ooh,
Okay, that's
Omni
an Omni Slash. Very well played. That was very nice.
I feel like Luccini are just giving up way too much of an advantage right now.
Right.
Radiant's top tower.
Well, Luccini got the tier 2 top, and they were like, okay, we're done with this lane, let's head out to another lane. But Infamous did a really good smoke in the sense that it was Bounty Runes, they knew they wanted to pick it up. They were just running low on resources, and somehow Timbersaw died really early in the fight. So, I mean, they're playing well on Infamous, but I think Luccini is just getting sloppy, you know. They need to step it up a little bit. They definitely, by far, still have the advantage. The heroes are still stronger. But if they die a couple bit more times on Enchantress and Timbersaw, they are absolutely just going to become creeps because this vessel is already up on Luccicom. So that is just bad news for Luccini. Because Torrent and X will call with vessel going, with the damage from Lina. You're not surviving that anymore. Even with 30 reactive armor. 28 or whatever he has.
Radiant's top
There's still a lot of lane control right now for Luccini.
Right.
Getting up quite a bit here. Doing pretty comfortable.
Yeah, we have to remember as well that Kotaro is farmed. He has items.
They're going to find Papita over to the side here. Drops down the Macropyre. And that will be his death, even with the Ice Path drop down. Boats, though, going out onto Enchantress, who has a Nature's Attendance going and is still staying alive. They can't quite get those hits off. Let's say hits, but now here comes Timbersaw from the backside, and Gyrocopter's taking care of the axe. Lina trying to get away from the Enchantress, LSA to go down, and some more damage, but once they get vision of this Lina, that will be a kill. And Lina with the juke.
Dude,
Lina with
Lina
the juke.
King, bro.
Oh, they find that Lina eventually.
Well, see, this is the problem though with Vessel. If you have a Vessel, but if you don't kill anyone, you don't have any more Vessel. So you gotta kill something. And what's killable here? Tiny's hard to kill. Probably CM's pretty decent, you know. Without Vessel, I feel like Ench and Timber are very hard to kill. Kataro seems to be playing very safe on their side of the map, so I don't think he's killable as well. So.
Maybe a play towards the bottom lane. The CM gets a couple of words delivered. We can get a little bit more vision up here. Places a deep ward, but it's next to a sentry, so it is going to get dewarded. And they have vision of it. Meanwhile, Axe gets the call onto Gyrocopter. Laguna into Dragon Slave gets him the kill, but here comes Jaymari, and he's got a little bit of help with him. Toss goes out. Papita will fall to the Whirling Death.
Where was a Kunkka? He needs the charges.
Well, Kunkka seems to be coming in right now. There's a boat to run over. Jaymari is getting omni-slashed. Robozy is finding these charges, and Jaymari has not really a great chance of surviving underneath that vessel. And he's done.
Nice. I'm clapping for good Dota here, so. It's always good to see when like teams like you kind of know they come together. You know, everybody works as one. Robozy's got its item. They hit their timing. It's like weird, you know. Like Luccini hit their timing, but then they just went back to like AFK farming. Like they were farming top on Enchantress. They were farming middle on Timber. They were farming bottom on Gyro, and like Infamous just did a good job at understanding that they were just split up. They were too cocky in the way they were playing the game, and just punished them for it. Like there's no way in the world where you're supposed to be farming 3 lanes. I mean, obviously you can be farming 3 lanes, and some teams excel at that, but this is definitely not the game for it. I think you want to play around with the catapults. You want to be the beefy tank that you are on Timbersaw and this Enchantress, and force an issue. Up until like recently, your Tiny just got his blink, so you weren't really able to catch anything. So you weren't able to go for pickoffs. But now that he's got it, they just smoke under a smoke. I mean, they smoke under a ward, which is not good at all. Pepita knows this. What? You just saw them. I'm not sure what that was, but Pepita just saw them smoke in plain sight and chose not to care about it, I guess.
It's a show of dominance. It's a bait, all right? You have to lull them into a false sense of security.
Because I'm pretty sure he was the one who placed the ward too, so... Your ward, but still dying. Very interesting.
It's a long con. He's convincing them that he doesn't have a ward there.
Right, okay. So I didn't even think about that. Well, I did. I just thought it was stupid, but you know, it's whatever.
You have to have the most intense mental gymnastics in order to win at Dota.
True. The reverse psychology prevails. I should know this. I'm a psych major. Well,
nice.
I guess I'm just not paying attention enough to schools. So.
Yeah, you need to get better grades.
Right.
You're failing this Dota psychology test right now.
True. Okay, so Frank's got his blade mail. He's queued up a Quelling Blade. Very interesting. I think he's gonna go for a BKB. He's gonna move himself. He's probably still gonna catch him. He's gonna call him. He has a vessel for him. He's gonna bow. There is no Yule anymore. He does have a pipe, however. He's gonna ice path him. He will go down to the Quelling Blade here. Very nice. This is very well played by him. He baited out the Yule Scepter and then he just killed him. Well, very simple. I say it like it's very easy to do, but you know, obviously, it took a lot of coordination there to make sure that everybody was on the same page. He almost has BKB on Robo-Z. I always call him Jiren because his picture has been like the Dragon Ball Jiren for like the longest time. And every time I get him in pubs, his name is just Jiren. I just call him Jiren all the time instead of Robo-Z. Robo-Z is just a weird name to say too. Like Robo-Z.
If you were English, you would call him Robo-Zed.
Robo-Zed, you're right.
Which doesn't make sense at all, by the way.
Right. Does
Well, you
not.
weird talking English people. Blink dagger onto Papita,
What is
but the
Tiny
toss
doing?
is missed.
Oh my goodness, that is very unfortunate. Maybe his cat rolled on his keyboard or something.
Is that a
It
common
happens.
situation?
Well, I don't have a cat, but my cat does that sometimes, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I don't mean to
I
be messing
don't.
up all the time. Well, it's just an excuse. Kind of what it is. I think Infamous is gonna run away with this game. I think Luccini hit their timing, but they failed to. But you never know. I think this is why these games are very exciting because anything can happen. People tend to just throw games out random, but with Pepita's captaining, I believe that they will come out ahead. You can tell that I'm not biased at all, by the way, towards Pepita. So.
I don't sense any bias at all.
Hey, I just like good Dota. Very good item build by Juggernaut. He has a Mjolnir. These are the item builds you need to like do damage. Like this item build will actually kill the enemy. Like, they will die. In case that wasn't clear enough, I guess.
They've been doing it. He's 3-0.
Right.
Let's see. He's going for his Shadow Blade right now. He just got it. Silver Edge will be next. That's an additional tool to use up against the Timber Saw.
Sladin's got his Ags in about 1,000 gold, 900 gold. And now Dire are just they're comfortable farming. Because there's no item that Radiant can buy aside from this gyrocopter basket that will be able to carry them. Because unless gyrocopter pulled out a miracle here, the Enchantress has been stuck with the same item for the past 14 minutes, I want to say, because she got her hood at about 10. And she hasn't had another item since then. Like, she's gonna not hit a single creep. Yeah, she's at 260 GPM. Yeah, I actually don't think she's hit a single creep. And this is the problem with Enchantress offlane, is if you die a little way too much, or your teammates die when you're trying to force an objective, you just lose out on gold. Alright, mid lane, they should know they just smoke it. Honestly, you never know, actually. Is Axel going to be caught here? Poor Crystal Maiden. Oh no. They spot her, they put a ward down. Do they want to kill her? They're like,
do we want the Tiny or do we want the Crystal Maiden? They choose the Crystal
right.
Maiden. Unfortunate.
Take whatever.
They even dunk her.
Dire's top tower.
I mean, you kind of have to.
That's a confident play. That is, yeah. You deserve to give her the respect of the dunk.
Gyrocopter's still
Madara
farming
is
well.
bloodthirsty. Gyrocopter is farming well, but like, the problem is he's the only core now, you know. So, Dire have a very clear objective of who to focus whenever the opportunity shows itself. Whenever Gyro shows itself, you know, obviously you want to be killing the Gyro because, yeah, no one else really matters.
Blink.
Oh, he has a BKB though. X's someone, he votes.
Yeah,
Tiny is probably going to be the victim of the assault
Zara's
here.
running in. Omnislash available. You can see that he's just wanting to go for it. Tiny taken down within one hit. The Maelstrom or slash Mjolnir bounce will not end up finding him, and the Juggernaut manages to spin TP away.
That's unfortunate. I think Robozy could have committed a Vessel there if he wanted to kill him. I think if he committed a Vessel, he would have killed him, actually. Or at least killed the Tiny. Well, everyone. So. He chose to just walk away, which is, I guess, fine. Madara wanted to use his Omni Slash, now he has. Then go back to farming. Robozy uses BKB, so they're probably going to take a chill pill or smoke up and surprise the enemy because they're doing Roshan.
They definitely know about it. Chris Maiden just did the D ward.
There is
And
no-
Axe goes right in. Onto the Gyrocopter. Juggernaut wants in as well. He's going to go for the spin, and Gyrocopter is so freaking dead right now. Axe getting low. He should fall. The Impetus is doing a lot, and Enchantress, even though she's not been farming well, she is staying alive in this fight, which is sometimes all you need. But Infamous are still doing so well in this fight. Sladin will die. J-Mari is still standing strong in this battle, but there are Soul Vessels available, and there's more than enough damage to try and take down that Timber Saw, which they do. Impetuses are flying everywhere. Senor D otherwise known as Sword,
Oh!
is getting low. Big torrent from Kunkka to help secure that one. It ends up being a full 5-man team-wipe with 3 standing strong from Infamous.
Well, you know, that fight, sure, Enchantress are throwing impetuses here and there, but eventually, you know, Infamous just kills their only carry, the Gyrocopter. And once Gyro is dead, there is no threat of damage anymore. I mean, sure, the Lina does die, and so does the Axe, but, you know, obviously you can tell that Rogozi's never gonna die, Madara's never gonna die, because none of the other cores do enough damage. Timber isn't a threat anymore, and Enchantress isn't a threat anymore.
Top tower is under attack.
And with
Frank's
that,
almost has a BKB. It's like he has it right now.
Infamous are looking much better than they initially were in this match. If we take a look at I haven't looked at one graph the entire time today. This is starting to get a little bit out of hand. 8k gold lead in favor of Infamous, and this experience is looking really good in their favor. Kunkka's getting up there as well. He's building up for AC next.
Yeah. And they kind of just like hit their timing. Radiant missed theirs, so nothing too spectacular, I guess, to talk about. They're just playing good Dota inside of Infamous. Tiny is being a nuisance though, cutting these creep waves. He's being very annoying. Kataro is looking to buy. I think the only way they win this is if Kataro hits a Satanic and maybe like a Rapier, I think. Probably how they win. Although Rapier is very bad against Axe Call, so I'm not really sure about that one. Timbersaw has his Bloodstone.
They're
Still
looking
no
for this
way.
Courier. Courier doesn't have anything on it yet.
Let me find it.
Lina will get it. That'll be it.
They got it.
They didn't put anything on it.
It was just animal abuse right there. Somebody needs to call PETA.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Frank's running around with the PETA. They know that they can just take all the hour towers right now. The mid wave's coming in. They're probably just going to either force the pop or run in middle line. Everybody's so afraid to show in mid lane. Like, it's actually insane. Oh, they're just gonna force the pop.
Ooh.
Wow, that was a beautiful play.
Nice little combo to take down the Tiny. And they'll find a Timbersaw as well. He's so dead. Silver Edge on top of him as well. He's broken. His Spirit is broken as well. 70 seconds on the sidelines. This should be a full set of racks for Infamous.
How did he know that he was gonna blitz? That was a beautiful form from both.
They need a creep wave.
It's on the way. I don't know what Kataro can farm for him to be an impact this game. Like, is the thing. It just feels like his teammates missed their time. I'm sure he could have done something, but like, he was just doing his job in farming, you know? So the Rax goes down in the way of Infamous. Sword, top lane, he's buying a Ghost Scepter. This is how you know it feels bad to be an Enchantress. When the Enchantress has to buy a Ghost Scepter, that's when you know it's bad.
Enchantress, she might be in trouble. Her TP's on cooldown for another 50 seconds.
Oh, the pings, the pings. They say,
he blinks
not
the wrong way.
Sword. Oh, they know it's some trees too. They're pinging. Do they see him?
Yeah.
They see him! The egg, yeah, she does right now.
Well, this might take a depressingly long time until the Lina shows up.
Well, not really. Until the I mean, they didn't commit anything, you know? Like, they didn't want to commit Boat, they didn't want to commit Torrent. I don't even think they committed Battle Hunger, right? So, honestly, they wanted the Lina to come. This Lina's doing a very good job, though. She's got the items necessary. Great choice of items.
Now we're getting started on the bottom lane for Infamous. Tiny goes in on the
play,
back
but
lines.
Bash.
Bash.
Woo! Oh my god, the force staff. So sad. It's gonna toss him.
Oh,
Oh,
that
very
feeling when you toss, but there's an axe in your face.
Radiant's bottom
I can't believe that the Tiny didn't click the jug before he did that. Did he genuinely think that with a basher and like 10 hits he wouldn't bash once? Like, and then he almost made it out actually, but like, it's questionable. He's just casually out healing the damage of the Flame Machine in a rolling death.
Well,
Oh,
that's his
maybe
Aegis
it's
reclaim,
down.
so
I
all
don't think
of
he
it-
cares.
no, he doesn't care at all. But they will back up. Avalanche goes into the back lines as Tiny gets Yule Sceptered up into the Ice Path, and an LSA on top of him as well. Frank is taking a lot of damage, but it don't really matter. The boat comes through. Daemari forced back. Madara gotta be a little bit more careful because he doesn't have that Aegis any longer as the Crystal Maiden Freezing Field gets interrupted, and then she gets Laguna Bladed down by her sister. 2 for 1 so far.
They're
Shakira
waiting for
buys
an
back.
X call. They need to call the Gyrocopter. They're gonna call him right.
Oh, they
Oh,
missed.
he misses it.
RoboZ now in a lot of trouble. He is going to try to TP away before the missile gets there, and he's not going to be able to.
Dude, that was so unfortunate. I think if he got the call with the Blade Mill there, they would have actually just won the fight. I think Frank calling the who did you call it start? I think the Tiny, right? They called the Tiny on at the start of the fight. That was very. I don't want to say it's a bad play, but it was like very impatient of him. Because if he had just waited to just call this Gyrocopter, I think he would have just killed him like straight up. He could have just focused the Laguna Blades on him because the Tiny is not a problem. He already used his Dava and his toss, and I think going on him wasn't the best play. And the Omni Slash wasn't the best either. I think they used all their ultimates.
Oh,
Poor
Juggernaut
choice of heroes.
right next to the Timbersaw. He's going to straight up die here. LSA should come down, but misses. But he's still broken. And he's going to Yule Scepter up again. Call is there. And now this Timbersaw is super dead.
Okay.
1 level above regular dead.
Super dead.
It's like super hot, but not.
You're right, but not.
Gyrocopter's still at the top of the net worth.
I mean, he's kind of worthless though, don't you think? Like he has these items, he has his
he's
net
at
worth.
the top of the net worth. He's not worthless.
Well, he's high in net worth, but he doesn't do anything with his net worth. Because his net worth is kind of negligible because he has no teammates to assist or follow up on his damage. And there's also not enough damage for him to be able to win against 5 heroes. It's the chances of throwing impetuses, but sure she can solar crest the Gyrocopter. It's nice. But when your Timbersaw is dying in 2 seconds, I don't feel like the most impactful. Well, they got 2 runes each. If Infamous chooses to pick up their runes. Okay.
They could just let them sit there, you know, bait,
Alright.
leave them out there, get a pudge,
Fermented bounty runes.
and pull them
Every
all the way
minute
across
passes
the
by,
map.
it gets another. Doesn't it get another like 2 goals for every minute it goes on?
I think so.
Right, so just let it ferment there. You can get more. Oh, call.
And there's the Yule Scepter. Into the LSA. Laguna Blade makes it so that there's no way that Tiny gets out of that. And they're thinking about going mid. X marks the spot onto the Gyrocopter. He'll be brought right back. No chance for a BKB, but there it is there. And Omnislash is going around everybody. Madara will spin and back up. As the Axe joins the fight, blinks forward, looking for a Battle Hunger onto somebody. Gets the Yule Scepter into a call. There's going to be a call down on top of the Crystal Maiden as well. She's so done.
They can choose to go high ground. They probably will take tier 2 and go Roshan, I think. It's probably the smarter play. There is an Arcane Rune bottom. Somebody chooses to spot that out. RoboZ doing a good job, always looking to go for more here with his X. There's only 1 Yule Scepter available, and that's on the Timbersaw. As long as they're not catching Timbersaw, they can almost go for anybody. I miss the days where you're able to use your teammate. And Darius can spin off. He literally takes no damage from this Impetus. Impetus literally does no damage to him. This is insane.
Yikes. They don't even care about this Timbersaw right now. They're just letting him be
They
there.
actually don't.
Well, Roshan is
Timbersaw
back up.
just exists.
This time with some cheese.
Well, they see the Arcane Runes. They're like, Lina, you know what to do. Or Coco is gonna take it. Interesting. I would probably give it to Lina. Because Lina just, if she gets that, she can definitely get 2 Lagunas off in the fight.
Well, Radiant are responding to this. They almost feel like they have to. They're tired of giving things up in this match. J-Mari will get X-marked and forced away from the Kunkka. Gyrocopter goes into Roshan. What?
Radiance. Wait, where's Dari going? Is Dari just running away from the fight? What's going on?
They fake disconnecting. Okay.
Well, free Roshan from Radiant. Maybe it's a handicap. Maybe they felt like they needed to give it. Well, Madara finished his MKB and this is now a lot of damage.
Max gets the call into the Crystal Maiden. He's the only person there. Blade Mail going BKB to get himself away. It's a Battle Hunger on J-Mari. The rest of his team is showing up. How long is he going to bait this for? Gets the taunt onto the Timbersaw. Timbersaw walks right past the Ice Path rather. And we've got Sladin finding 1 kill onto the Crystal Maiden once again, just abusing the heck out of that hero. RoboZ and Madara on the other side of the fight. Things getting broken up all over the place. And Luccini decide that they really need to back up, even after getting Roshan. Blink to the high ground, looking for a call onto the Timbersaw. Yule's Scepter is there. They'll get the Ice Path on top of it, and then they start to work onto him. Silver Edge onto the Timbersaw. Eventually it will go off, but they kill off the Lina. That's 1 dead in favor of Luccini. They're looking for a little bit more. Infamous are just being a little bit timid right now. Goodbye to the Enchantress. And Omnislash doesn't care about the Untouchable at all. X gets a call. Or actually doesn't seem to get it too much on the Gyrocopter. Gyrocopter moves around. Meanwhile, on the other side of the fight, J-Mari nearly dead. This would be important to kill again. And they slam him down with the call. The Culling Blade, rather.
Oh, the X!
Easy X marks the spot onto the Gyrocopter to keep him there. And Tiny walks into the Ice Path as well. He really just wants to get in here. Gyrocopter, he's got the Aegis and he's got the cheese. He'll use the Dust of Appearance to see the X as he moves around. Just disengage for this one for now. Gyrocopter, they would love to get that Aegis off of him, but Luccini are looking for their re-engage off of that anyway, so they're going to wait for him to die and just see what Infamous decide to commit to it. Now it's time for the Tiny to join the fight, but a nice time with BKB from Max ends up getting them out of the fight, and, well, Gyrocopter still wants to be in here. He gets the call down. 4 heroes here. They're like, all right, you want to commit that? We'll just go right back in. Call should be on the 2, and he gets both of them. Freezing Field is there, but they use the Ice Pass on the 2 instead of the Crystal Maiden, who ends up canceling that Freezing Field so that Frank can stay alive, and now it's just Infamous all the way around, taking down the Gyro and finding the extra Ice Path kill on the Crystal Maiden as well. Only the Enchantress remaining alive to defend the base against 4 of these Infamous heroes.
Dude, that was so well played by Frank, actually. The way he initiated, pulled the enemy heroes back into an Ice Path by Pepita, I think they deserve to win this game. Not to say that they played bad by any means, but they played really well. I think the way they were working together there, the healing more, making sure the entire team was just fully healed. Sladin did die very early on in the fight. He didn't buy back, but it didn't matter because Infamous played that fight so well.
All right.
The vessels, make sure that the cheeses were useless.
Timbersaw's last stand. He's going in up against the Juggernaut. Juggernaut just wants to get these megas. He doesn't really care about this Timbersaw. He couldn't care less
He's just ignoring
that this guy is sending the Saw Blade in. So they'll get the megas and most likely back up and get some more mana.
Well, Juggernaut reminds me of the girls in my high school, and I was the Timbersaw, so feels bad, man. All right, Juggernaut has Butterfly now. He's also bought a smoke for his team. There's a DD root in the bot lane. Everybody's just making their way back into the fountain with the X. They smoke themselves back out. There is a Butterfly. They put a ward down. They know this. Shakira's turn to go back home.
That will probably be it. Axe gets the call in. He had enough vision of the Radiant side there. He's going to BKB. The call down comes through, but should land onto J-Mari, but he manages to Yule Scepter it off. And Infamous will back up for not being very cautious. They get the damage that they need onto the Enchantress, so Omnislash to go through. They'll call the Enchantress down As Juggernaut's Omni Slash takes him over towards the base. Gyrocopter getting stunned, pops a BKB, but again, they don't really care. They're taking down the tier 4s. Avalanche to come through, but the healing ward is there, and they're going to be completely fine here. J Mari finds that little kitty cat and takes it down. Somebody call PETA because I don't really think that Luccini are going to be saved at all at this point. LSA comes down onto the Yule Scepter, J Mari, and you know, this is just going to be it. Mega creeps inside the base. Infamous doing the cleanup right now of Luccini as they do step number 1 in getting into the minor qualifiers, which is winning game 1. They need to win one more before they can call themselves into the tiebreaker, but this makes it the final game of the night for the group stage very important. Either Infamous win and play against No Ping in the tiebreaker for 3rd, or Luccini win and play against No Ping for the tiebreaker for 3rd. Unknown have made it into the major qualifiers playoff round, so congratulations to them.
Nice. So, yeah, that was a good game. I think the first 10 minutes, really rough for Infamous, and then they pulled out. I mean, not pulled out, but like they pulled ahead by getting a couple of pickoffs here and there, and then they just won the game, as you can tell.
Yeah, they pulled ahead. There were kind of a few poor decisions from the Radiant side, and then Infamous never really looked back from that. Madara went 11-0-15. That's a pretty good performance, and the Axe was not too shabby either. Very involved in these fights.
Yeah. Great item build by the Juggernaut. You could tell that his Omni Slashes hurt. You know, people were dying. That's how you know they hurt. And I just think Radiant just failed to play around the catapults. They just didn't force any objectives. They took the mid tier 1 and 2 towers top, and that was it. And they never saw another tower ever again for the rest of the game. So, I mean, it's generally not what we want to see when you have 2 lane dominators like Timber and Enge, and watch them just split push. It's kind of not what their heroes are good at.
All right, well,
Yeah,
we are going to take a quick break and maybe talk about it a little bit later before we get into the all-important final match of the group stage, because whichever team wins it will be put into a tiebreaker with No Ping Esports. So we'll be back after a short break, and we'll figure out the lobby for the last game. We'll see you then.